Wentzel here. We're down at Beaver Creek Cycle, my home shop here. We're actually heading to Wellsville to do some riding, but wanted to stop in here and do a quick rear tire change. So I'm going to show you guys basically my hard enduro setup and how to change a tire with 3 rim locks on it and get the hard enduro tire dialed in. Alright guys, so first thing we got to do here is loosen the rim locks, and as you can see, I'm running 3 rim locks on this tire. Hard enduro, we like our tires pretty soft, so that's why I'm running 3 rim locks. Some guys even run 4, but I think 3 is enough. But that basically allows the tire to get really soft and squishy and still stay on the rim, obviously. So we'll loosen these up and pull this used tire off. I usually start out with 3 or 4 tire irons. I like these ones. These style come with the Rabaconda. A couple companies make these specific ones. So we'll start out with this more straight end, and we'll get about 4 or so in there. Pop it off the bead first. See how I pry a little bit and it comes off the bead right there. So we'll get these in. That's usually about where I start my first 4. And we just want to get them all off like that. And then it's pretty easy from there. We'll just kind of keep working our way around. You can go one or 2 at a time, but now that it's about halfway off, the rest goes pretty easy. So we'll get it off the first side here, and we'll flip it. Now this is where it gets to be a little bit difficult with the 3 rim locks. Typically you would just push it right off, but see how it's holding on there because all the rim locks are holding it. So we gotta flip the upper bead up and over top of the rim lock. So the way we do that is grab one, stick it under there, grab another one, stick it under there, and then I'll take a third one with the curve up, stick it in there, and get it behind the rim lock. See how I'm behind the rim lock? And then grab all 3 and then pull it all the way down like that, and boom, we're over top of the rim lock. So repeat this step one more time for this one. So now that there's only one, we can pretty much push the tire all the way off. See, I just need to get it started, and then should be pretty easy from there. Push it off with this lever. That should be it. Once you're about halfway off, just pull it right out. We'll put that there for now, and I'll show you guys what my bib setup looks like inside. Alright, so I'm going to pull this bib out, and it's going to look pretty tattered and beat up, but this is genuinely what I run. This was the last tire setup I used up at Mad Moose in Michigan for hard enduro, so I'm going for a specific feel here, and we like them to be really soft, so you'll see how it's kind of tattered, but that makes for a pretty good setup. So I think I'll probably get one more go out of this guy, and I do have it in a couple pieces. I got a little moose egg in here too. As long as it's still all pretty much connected, I'll run it. And as you can see, when it was new, I shaved the top all the way around, shaved about 1/2 inch off, and then I drilled it. So but this is primo right now. It'll make a nice soft setup. So which is what we want. This is how we get optimal traction out in the slick stuff, especially out east. So at Wellsville, it's real slick, and this is what I run. So that'll get me a couple more rides out of it, and that's why we run 3 rim locks right there. Now we're gonna throw this bib in my new tire here, and I got a X-Grip new King Kong. These are pretty high-end hard enduro tires, FIM, short lug, but nice and gummy. So we're gonna go ahead and test this out at Wellsville and see how it works. First thing I notice is the carcass is just a little bit smaller than the Dunlop, so this bib will work even better in this tire. It really depends on the tire, so you really got to pay attention to that. But first thing I'm going to do is throw a little bit of lube in here. I'll just lube the outside carcass here all the way around. I won't even lube the bib. The bib's kind of already lubed from being used. So push down on this and open up at the bead a little bit, get it stuffed in there. Just go around and do that same procedure. And now the reason that I cut it in half is because I wanted to make it just a hair stiffer, so that's why I got this little moose egg. This is a X-Grip moose egg, kind of like a tire ball, but they call it the moose egg. So we'll stick that in there, and that should make for a pretty nice feeling hard enduro bib. All right, so we'll go ahead and throw this thing on. Be sure to look at your tire and see if there's a rotation recommendation on this. Even though this looks like a bi-directional tire, it says rotation this way, so we got to make sure we have the proper rotation on. I like to start with the disc side, just so it's a little bit easier, you don't bust your knuckles. So first thing we're gonna do is pick a rim lock, doesn't matter which one, and stick the bead under the rim lock. So if you look on the other side here, see how the wheel is in between the rim lock and the bead? That is what we're doing there. So we can only start with one at a time. That's why 3 rim locks is a little bit of a challenge when it comes to putting a tire on, but I'll show you how to do that here. So start with this one and kind of push towards the other 2 and kind of get it locked in there. All I'm doing now is I'm getting this bottom bead underneath of the upper lip right here. So this top lip of the rim, we got to get this bottom bead underneath that. So this is why I like these spoons, because of the curvature. You stick this little hook in there like that, and it helps leverage the tire over a lot nicer. So if you have a Rabaconda or any type of tire changer, you can start with this one and kind of hook it under there, and grab another one, and we're going to do the same thing. So now we'll hook that one under there, grab this one, probably one more pry here. Okay, so now we got the bottom bead on top of the upper lip. So essentially we're halfway on. We got to get the other bead on there on the other side. So this is what it looks like right now. See how we're on one rim lock, we're good here, but we still got this one. See how we're stuck here, and we're stuck there. So the main problem is, how do you get this tire up and over both of these? Well, I'll show you right now. We flip to this side, now we're working on this side, all right? So we gotta do, sometimes this will take a little bit of force A little bit of hammering, a little bit of prying. Make sure that's pushed all the way in. We'll start with this one. We'll get our flat side on the bead on this side and then on this side. So I got two rim locks, or two tire irons on each side of the rim lock. I'll come over here and I'll get a third one ready to go. I'll start prying like this. Maybe one and then the other one. I'll look down in there. We just got about half an inch there. We just gotta give it a little hit, pry it up. And now we push the rim lock out. You can use your hand as long as it's not bound up there. But we're pretty loose, so I'm pushing it out, and then all I do is just kind of move those away so it's not hitting the rim lock. And just kind of let that sit down in there. See how it just went down right in there? So there's the second rim lock, so we got two. Now we just gotta do one more. This same technique can be applied to a 4 rim lock wheel. It's basically the same thing, you just gotta do an extra rim lock. So not too bad. So same thing, push that till it's all the way in. We'll get one. The last one's actually easier because now the tire is almost all the way on, so there's more material to play with. So this last one will go a bit easier. Grab this, pry, pull back, give it a little hit, push it, get those out of there. Take your time with this part because you just want to make sure it slips in there right. Okay, so we're in. So that's the hard part. Now we just flip it back over again. And we just get the last bead down over the lip. And yeah, that'll be the last bit. So now it's basically like you're just doing a normal tire change. So you can start, if you want to, you can start with a rim lock. Screw this out a little bit, give me some more leverage to play with there. There it goes. Make sure your rim locks are screwed out as much as they can be because that gives you more space for them to push out. So there's our first one. We'll just kind of work our way around here to number 2. Now, same thing. I think this one needs to be screwed out a little bit. Yeah, so that had some pressure on it, so that means it was too tight. Make sure those are, see, I'm giving myself a whole 1/4 inch of more room there. And now, should slide in. Yep, there it goes. And then we'll work our way around to the last one, and as you can see, the more we go, the tighter that bead gets. So we gotta be careful here to make sure we aren't, 1, gonna rip the bead, and 2, just kind of gotta time up that rim lock so it's easy to get it slipped down in there. So and a little trick we can do here to make this less tight is to slip it down off the bead. So you can put a little bead ramp helper in there, maybe 2 if you have them. And what that'll do is it'll let the bead slip down into the wheel, and it'll give you just a little bit of extra room over here for it to slip down in there. If this is beaded all the way around, you're not gonna have enough material and you'll end up ripping the bead. So So let's spin this around. If you got a Ravaconda, it'll come with this little nifty bracket right here. Stick the tire iron down in there, and that'll help you push the rim lock out if it's under stress. So grab a fourth or fifth rim tire iron here and slip the curved one in. Make sure that's pushed, and almost there. It's still hung up a little bit. Push it down in there, and there's the third rim lock. So that's pretty much it. Just got to make sure you take your time and do each rim lock one at a time on both sides, and by the time you do a couple, it's pretty easy. So especially when you're working with a hard enduro setup, it's nice and soft. The very final step here, I'm going to squirt a little bit of air into it and see if we can't get this to pop up right here. This is the only spot it's off. So this won't work if your rim locks are not set and tight. So that's why I do all the rim locks first, because if you try to do this without the rim locks tight, air just leaks out everywhere. So I have my 3 rim lock holes plus 2 other holes. We'll go ahead and stick this in. You need one of these rubber tipped air guns here. Let your air tank fill all the way up, and then I'll go on this other side and plug this other hole here if I can find it. All right, we'll see if we can't get this to set. So right there, popped up. So we should be good. Like I said before, as long as it's beaded around all 3 of your rim locks, you should be good to go. You can throw it on the bike and just ride it, and that will eventually set the bead. I think we're good to go. Give it a couple bounces, and that's pretty nice right there. So that's some optimal hard enduro traction. That's nice and tight. But yeah guys, that'll do it. Thanks for watching my hard enduro tire setup video. Big thanks to Beaver Creek Cycle for always having my back, and you know, always being there when I need them. So come check them out, Beaver Creek Cycle, Lisbon, Ohio. They got everything here, Husky, Beta, Riehu, all kinds of parts. They stock everything, so make sure you come check them out. And yeah, if you have any questions on my hard enduro setup, drop a comment on the video, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. So thanks for watching. See you on the trail.